Okay. Yep.
So you're starting looking at it.
So in a previous video, I took you to the Hebrew runestone, which is kind of an artifact that lends to the idea that Europeans actually made it to the New World sooner than what is told in the history books. Recently, I've been made aware of the fact that there may be an artifact in New Mexico that says ancient Middle Easterners got here first. Now this location is hidden in an area covered with ancient petroglyphs. It is so well protected that the state of New Mexico is literally forcing me to get a permit just to visit the area, which is just one of the many hoops that I am having to jump through just to film this thing. If I am even able to find it, what you're going to see is a rock in an area that is surrounded by petroglyphs. But what's on the rock is what's important. It is, and I'm told, an ancient inscription written in Paleo Hebrew of the Ten Commandments. I really don't know about the authenticity of this thing, but I like a good adventure and we always have fun on our trips, so let's go check it out. Okay guys, so I'm here and I'm told somewhere on top of this mountain here, yes it is technically a mountain, it's more like a hill to me, but we're in the middle of the mountains. In fact, we're in the middle of the lovely New Mexican desert and we are so far away from civilization. My cell phone doesn't work and the only humans I have seen out here were humans on trains. Anyways, we're gonna head up this path here and I've got to find a way to squeeze my ass through this cattle gate here somehow. Wish me luck. 42 degrees outside. Really nice though, the sun just came up. About 2 miles to go on the hike just to get to where I think the stone may be. And then after that, I think we're going to climb up on top of the mountain. I'm told that there are some ancient fortifications up there, and we'll take a look and see if we can maybe find them. Sorry for the audio quality, but I found this petroglyph of a bird, and there's another one right here, and it almost like it points to go up the mountain. Not sure. We'll press on, see what we can find. Some more. It's like two people chasing something, I think that has horns with mountains in the background. That's cool. So before we go any further, it might help to explain a little bit about how it might be possible that ancient Jews came to America before Europeans. The answer to that would be, you've all heard of the lost tribes of Israel. Before Christ's death, or birth and death, I guess technically, there was a Jewish king who had died, and Judea, I guess would be the best way to explain the region, basically split in half. The tribes up in the north were constantly being bombarded by invasions from other hostile countries, and then, you know, just a few hundred years later, we're talking, uh-oh, here come the Greeks and the Romans. So they did the only thing they could do. Now, most of them fled to areas in Europe around the Black Sea, things like that. Some, they believe, at least the ones who had money, hired Phoenicians. The reason they hired the Phoenicians is, let's be honest, the Jewish peoples at the time, sea skills, or maritime skills, I guess, they were non-existent. And there has been a long theory that Phoenicians came to the Americas long before the rest of the world, other than the Native Americans that were already here, did. And if that's the case, it would make sense that Jewish people may have been brought here by the Phoenicians. The best way to describe how they would get here to this part of New Mexico was that they probably came up the Rio Grande River and somehow stopped here. This location makes absolute perfect sense for something like this. There's a water source, and the way this mountain is, it's perfect for building fortifications on. You can see all around you. You can see who's coming. It just makes perfect sense. So let's keep going. We'll see if we can find this stone. Okay, so about halfway up the mountain, and I'm pretty sure I just found it. The fact that this thing is surrounded by petroglyphs is interesting in itself, but go up there and get a closer look at it. All right, guys, I'll give you this. It is an out-of-place artifact. It's very, very clearly written. I know the camera doesn't do it justice. You can go in there and stick your fingernail kind of in between the grooves. It is not like the graffiti that's out here. Whoever did this, it took days, and it is definitely Paleo Hebrew or Phoenician, which is basically the same thing. So people that are absolutely convinced that this is legitimate, and it may be, they say that they believe that these markings were made roughly between 150 to 1,000 years before Christ was born. So I'll read to you what the modern translation of it says. Literally translated, it's difficult to understand, but I'm going to go ahead and read what the thing says top to bottom. Someone started up here, and I guess they made a mistake, so they marked it out. But let's give this a shot. Wow. Okay, so it's over complex. You know what? I give up. I'm just going to put the picture up on the screen for you. I am Jehovah your God, who has taken you out of the land of Egypt, from the house of slaves. Important. There must be no other gods before my face. You must not make any idol. You must not take the name of Jehovah in vain. Remember the Sabbath and keep it holy. Honor your father and your mother, so that your days may be long in the land that Jehovah God has given to you. You must not murder. You must not commit adultery. You must not steal. You must not give a false witness against your neighbor. You must not desire the wife of your neighbor, nor anything that he has. Okay, guys, so this is graffiti, and there's a lot of graffiti out here. So how to tell the difference between something like this and graffiti? Well, when people vandalize things, they'll use something sharp that just kind of scratches the surface off. Okay? You could close your eyes or run your finger across this and you wouldn't even know that there was something written there. This, on the other hand, this is deep. Whoever did this took their time, and it took days. Okay, so white man discovered this in about the 1830s. The tribes, though, in the area already knew it was here. I'm told there are other petroglyphs on the mountain that kind of point to the origin of who did this. We're going to take a look, see if we can find some of them. Just a little ways up from the stone, I ran into this really cool petroglyph. This is a mountain lion. These petroglyphs, who knows how old they could be. They could be thousands of years old, or at least 1,000, but that is a mountain lion. And there are some birds up there, but that's a mountain lion. Well, I have your attention on the mountain lion. If you're going to come out here, one, make sure you have permission from the state of New Mexico. You do have to have a permit. And two, watch out for wildlife. In the summertime, there are snakes galore out here. So I would bring a hiking stick. It's cold right now when I'm out here. Actually, it's warming up. I'm about to take this jacket off. And two, there are mountain lions everywhere. So it would be prudent to bring some bear mace probably with you, just to be safe. But keep an eye out, especially in the winter months like I'm out here, for mountain lions. They're everywhere. We still got a long ways to go to get on top of this mountain where the fortifications are. Okay, so after a massive climb, I don't recommend it, I have come across my first ancient structure. You hear a lot of people refer to this as a kiva. I don't think that's what this was. I think these rocks were probably stacked up, and then they've been either pushed over, they're fallen over on the years, and they probably made a circular type structure. It's not really dug out like you'd expect a kiva to be. The ground there at the very bottom, and I could be wrong, I'm not an expert at this, but it's the same level as the ground over here. So interesting. So, coming directly off that structure is a line of rocks that almost look like, look up there, they're in the curve at a 90-degree angle too, almost look like the boundary of some sort of ancient structure. Maybe it was a house, maybe it was some sort of a fortification of some sort, I don't know. But yeah, it's pretty distinct up here. Go over here and we'll start again in a straight line. Whatever it was a fairly large structure. I wonder how tall it would have been. This is really impressive. Here's another one. Wow. There's a lot of history here, and I don't know if people really understand, whether the stone's real or not, just how much history is out here on this mountain. It's really impressive out here. It's everywhere you go, you find something. We came up here to see what this pile of stones was, and yeah, it's another structure. But then I found this. Maybe a fire pit? I don't know. Two stone markers, which are really, I don't know if this is just somebody being funny or what, but look how square the center stone is cut in it. There's markings on it, but I can't tell what they are. There's two of them. See this one. Get two. It's cut in a really square shape, almost on purpose. So there is somewhere on this mountain a stone that has an ancient zodiac on it. And you can see the constellation Scorpio in a certain spot. And they say that the last time that was visible, the stars were arranged in this certain pattern that's on the stone would have been about 150 years before Christ's birth. I'm not going to spend all day looking for it, but if I can't find it, I will put a photo up that somebody else took right here. So I ran into a couple of hikers on the way down, and they told me that that large rectangular structure that looked like it had walls, or was walls at one point, or is believed to be a Jewish Tabernacle of sorts, or a temple. Very interesting stuff. I'm on my way back to the car. I'm gonna go find something to eat. What do you guys think? Do you think ancient Jews made it this far into North America? As always with things like this, it's kind of a stretch, but it's true. It too would rewrite history. Anyways, We'll see you next time.